Chelsea, Chelsea. What have we become? Fulham 2, Chelsea 1. Do not hesitate to leave a like and subscribe to the channel as we get into our match review. What a game. What a sad display of football on that pitch today. A sad display. And I can single out two players in particularly. Pedro Neto and Trevoh Chalobah. What happened to Trevoh Chalobah tonight? What was that performance from Trevoh Chalobah? We don't even need to talk about the red card, because after the red card, we had Jorel Hato come on, and I think he did quite well. He did quite well in playing as the left back for Chelsea tonight, playing that backup role, that emergency for Cucurella after that stupid mistake from Cucurella. If you remember the game and how the red card took place, you would see that Trevoh Chalobah, it was Cucurella. The ball was kicked by the Fulham goalkeeper, and Cucurella, he was walking, and then Wilson started to run. So Cucurella was playing catch up with Wilson, and they had a side by side, but Wilson wrestled him and got in front of Cucurella. But at the same time, if you watch the wide angle of the camera angle, Trevoh Chalobah was also chasing back, but he wasn't chasing back to get ahead of Cucurella, to get in front of goal, so that if Wilson gets the ball and takes a shot, he will be able to stop the ball, and Sanchez obviously is in goal to also try and block that shot. So there was no one after Cucurella. So if Trevoh Chalobah had showed some urgency in trying to get ahead of these two players that are wrestling for the ball, it would have been a yellow card, and Cucurella would have still been on the pitch after that incident. But Trevoh Chalobah he was just jogging. He didn't show any urgency to get back. And that was just the start of his poor performance tonight. That was just the start of his poor performance tonight. I mean, like, Chalobah had a stinker of a game. A stinker of a game. The goal that we conceded, this Dawson and Chalobah. Dawson, I didn't actually see him in the game. Like, he tried to show some authority by giving out instructions and stuff. But Chalobah, even when the goal that we conceded in the second half, the first goal, the header from Raul Jimenez, the cross into the box, there was no urgency because Chalobah was behind Raul, and Raul started running. Chalobah was just there, like he was. The lights are on, but nobody's home. Like, his mind is not there on the field the whole game. Fine, we conceded. After going down 1-0, this guy actually woke up. Cole Palmer actually woke up and showed some vintage touches that we know Cole Palmer is capable of doing in a game. And you know, the performances, the passes, the taking on of players, Cole Palmer actually single-handedly once again brought us back into this game. He brought us back into this game, and then he gets taken off. Cole Palmer gets taken off. He gets 75th minute. He gets taken off for... Who came on for Cole Palmer? I think it was João Pedro, and I think João Pedro came on for Cole Palmer. So we make it 1-1. After applying pressure on Fulham, we made it 1-1. And you know, by that time, Fulham actually realized, like, we have a man advantage. We have a man advantage. But before we get to Fulham and how they started playing again, we need to mention another player besides Cole Palmer that was pushing for that equalizer. Is that the Lab actually had a decent game. The Lab actually had a decent game, and this rating is fair to him. He scored a goal tonight. He had that the dummy that Cole Palmer, which should have also been a goal, or at least, you know, it should have been a goal. He shouldn't have tried to chip. The Lab shouldn't have tried to chip the ball. But overall, the Lab's performance was actually decent. And that's what I said in the previous game. I think, was it against Man City, where the Lab also showed some promise, you know, holding up the ball and making those runs. And he's slowly but surely improving on playing that number 9 role for Chelsea. So he is one of the players, one of the outstanding, as you can see on FOTMOB, he has a 7.9. He's the only player that actually showed some quality in the position that he was playing. So he should have actually scored 2 goals. The Lab should have actually scored 2 goals, and this might have been a draw for us, a point salvaged. But in the end, he lacked that composure and clinicality in front of goal. But overall, the Lab had a positive performance tonight, and I think he can only build on that. The other player that we need to talk about is Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto reminds me of Garnacho. Maybe he's even worse than Garnacho, because Pedro Neto's crossing is atrocious. It's criminal. Pedro Neto, there's no end product. The way he takes his shots, it's like the ball is always under his body. He doesn't open up his body to take a proper shot, laces through the ball. There's not enough power in that shot. And his dribble, he's always trying to dribble, trying to drop the shoulder. By the time, like the commentator said, by the time the players have made runs into the box, the defensive side has already recovered and closed down the shot. And then he delivers the ball into the box, and surprise, surprise, it's not even a good cross from Pedro Neto. So Pedro Neto and Chalobah had stinkers tonight. Cucurella had a moment of madness, which I said wouldn't have been a red card if Chalobah just made that extra effort and ran, and the ref would have seen that this is not a goal scoring opportunity and this and that and that. But we saw some glimpses of Cole Palmer and of course the Lab playing the way he did. But overall, a huge setback. As we go into the table, as we look at the table, let's look at the table, where we are right now. Where are we right now? Chelsea. We are sitting 7th, and we are dropping faster than the speed of light. We are dropping. Manchester United, that had a bad season. Liverpool, they are ahead of us. We saw Egbali and the new manager celebrating an equalizer like we just won the game. Come on. Why are you guys celebrating that? We are not here to play for draws, but Egbali and co, they only look for value in players to say that the Lab scored, value might have increased. Maybe the balance sheets are getting put back together again. We can sell him maybe in the future for 40 million, make 15 odd, 20 odd profit on him. But that's it, folks. It's not looking good for us. It is not looking good for Chelsea FC. Hopefully the coach can be a new broom, because a new broom sweeps the best, removes all the dust, Hopefully, he can have a positive impact on these players. But at the end of the day, like I said, if Pedro Neto and Chalobah and some other guys don't get their mentalities right and know why they are there on the pitch, the coach can do as much as he wants. Those errors and the way they play on the field is not the owner's fault. It's not the coach's fault. It's no one's fault. But the players need to start taking accountability and put in a shift for this team if they want to progress in their careers, or maybe have they accepted that they are average and this is their ceiling. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, people. Let's look at the table one last time. 7th, who's next? We are playing Brentford next. An informed Brentford. It's not looking good, people. Leave a like, subscribe. I will see you in the next upload. Cheers, stay safe, and God bless.